The application of neuroscience is critical, but the knowledge of it for your own self-knowledge, I think, is very important.
Hi, I'm Dave Westman from Neurocapability, and I'm talking today with Lynn Saboe, who is an executive coach who has an engineering background and spent 33 years with the CIA. So Lynn is joining us from Florida today. So welcome, Lynn. How's it going over there?
Thank you, Dave. Everything is just fine here. I wish we'd be getting the vaccines faster, but that's what we're all waiting for.
That's a worldwide problem. We're all on the edge of our seat to see how this will roll out.
Right.
Lynn, 33 years with the CIA. What was that like, and what were you doing with the CIA, if you're allowed to say that? And how does that translate into what you're doing now with executive coaching?
Well, I was an engineer out of college. I worked for private industry for 8 years and was really delighted to then go to work for the CIA because it was quite elite and still is. It is really hard to get into. And then once you are there are so many job options and opportunities. I worked across the whole agency, and literally every directorate, they're organized into directorates. So by the end of my career, I had like 19 different jobs in every single directorate and worked on dozens of things, traveled to over 100 countries, and really enjoyed every minute of it. So along the way, I became an internal executive coach. And that led me to the path of seeing how much I enjoyed doing that. It was always an adjunct to my job. And then when I retired, I realized that was my passion. I absolutely adored it. And now that's all I do is executive coaching.
So we've been talking about neuroscience. How much of a role does neuroscience play in executive coaching today?
Well, I think it is critical, to be honest. I use it in literally every coaching session. I use it either personally or I use it with some capability that I bring to the attention of a client. So the application of neuroscience is critical, but the knowledge of it for your own self-knowledge, I think, is very important for especially an executive coach to have, so that you understand how your brain is working to optimize your energy through the day, for one thing, because coaching is actually very energy depleting. You are always present with your clients, and usually an hour at a time. And believe me, Dave, during COVID, we've had a lot of people who have wanted a lot of coaching. So you can be in your chair in the same place, busy for 8+ hours a day, always engaged very closely with people. So it's really helpful to have a very strong neuroscience understanding.
Do you think it would have been useful to have access to the more knowledge about neuroscience during those years in the CIA?
Probably. To be honest, it would have been wonderful to have from the time I was a teenager, because you never know kind of what you're doing and why you're doing it. You're just doing it. And then you don't know why you are feeling what you're feeling. You're just feeling it. But when you really understand how the brain works, a lot of things fall into place. Now, I don't know if I would have had the capacity to really understand it in my teenage years, but I think in my 20s onward, I could have really used the knowledge, and it would have helped and help understand not only my emotions, but other people's emotions and what kind of stories they were telling themselves that had them think in a certain way. So yeah, I think it would have been great, really helpful, but better late than never. So here I am retired and loving every minute of learning about it.
So going forward, how much of a role do you see neuroscience playing in business, in organizations, and in particular, I suppose, executive coaching?
Well, I see it for myself as critical for my own coaching. And I'm not sure how businesses are going to pick up on it and incorporate it, to be honest. It might catch on because it is substantive. It isn't just a catchword or a catchphrase or a fad. And a lot of times there are fads that sweep through business. Management by objectives, being able to operate with more efficiency, Six Sigma, a lot of different kind of, a good capability of the month. And then a new thing comes their way. I think this is foundational to help people understand their own actions and their own reactions, and whether businesses incorporated in their foundational understanding for their personnel, I'm not sure. But I think it is going to be really important for executive coaches, because we are helping individuals go deeper. And for us in our business, understanding how people work and what's important to them and how they act and react is critical. So that's the foundation of my coaching. And this is one of the foundation courses that are enabling me to be the best coach I can be.